Hello, friends. Thank you so much for joining me on this episode, number 128 this week. I'm Kathy Rotes, and I'm so excited to think differently with you. This week, we get to think differently with my friend Samantha about transformation inside your community. Samantha is my new friend from Kokopo, Papua New Guinea. I met her about 6 weeks ago. Wow, maybe it's even 2 months ago already. Crazy. I met her when I traveled over to Papua New Guinea. She is the volunteer in Kokopo. Now we're talking like the far northeast corner of Papua New Guinea. She is the volunteer that raised her hand and says, yes, I will help organize whatever this is that's coming to Papua New Guinea. Senisim PNG. Now, throughout this interview, there are some words that she uses, like the word I just used, Senisim, which I'll be completely honest, I have a hard time with that word. I don't know why, but I have a hard time saying the word. Now, in Papua New Guinea, they speak English, but they also have their own language, and it's called Pidgin. So Senisim means change. The hashtag Senisim PNG. That is what was seen everywhere, and that is exactly what we're posting whenever we post any pictures or videos or anything from Papua New Guinea, because it's happening. It's trending within their community. So, I traveled to Papua New Guinea. I was able to spend a week with Samantha and her team, but everything that I took away from this trip is obviously from my point of view, right? Transformation as I go into another country. What's it like to be in the country? What's it like to be organizing a group of volunteers and you can't even fully define what this is yet? So I'm very excited. Thank you for joining me. I hope you enjoy this interview with Samantha. I hope you enjoy learning from a different point of view. Thinking differently, right? Enjoy. Okay, I'm so excited to have my friend Samantha with me here today. So Samantha is someone I just met like 6 weeks ago, I think it is, over in Papua
Yep.
New Guinea. Samantha, I'm so excited to talk to you since I left. And since then, there's been the holidays and the new year, and it's still summer for you guys over there.
Yep.
So, so give me, let's backtrack actually. I really want to hear an
Yep.
update of where you're at, but let's backtrack here because two
Yep.
months ago, did you really have any idea what was happening here as you were going to be inundated with this John Maxwell transformation stuff?
Oh, goodness. Not at all. I didn't know what to expect. Um, I, I knew what Travel Foundation was doing, but I didn't know the extent of what was involved. So yeah, pleasantly surprised, but there's still a big there's a lot of work to do going forward, but I'm excited. Yeah.
So you raised your hand and said, "Hey, I'll volunteer to organize this transformational activity in the Kokopo and Rabaul area." What did that sound to you like? And then what did it end up being for you?
Well, initially, as I said, I didn't know what to expect. When the opportunity presented itself, I knew that I'd heard from the Travel Foundation, from GT and the team, that it was about you know, good values and servant leadership. So it was, that statement alone just, I was bought in. I knew that something needed to be done, looking around in our community, and um, being a part of that really excited me. This is what we actually got into. I I was surprised, but you know, obviously a lot of work ahead of us. But yeah, just watching and actually being in one of those transformation tables and actually going through the booklet, I just knew, transformations about to happen. I mean, it started in me, you know what I mean? Like just being more self-aware, and seeing that in others as we go through our roundtable discussions. It's yeah, didn't know what to expect, but pleasantly surprised.
Well, that's always nice to to have
Yeah.
that pleasant surpriseness starting to happen. So when we all came over to your home country, to your hometown, um, you know, I was trained and ready to bring this whole idea of facilitating transformational tables. You know, that was our duty, that was our mission, besides being in an extremely beautiful country with these tropical temperatures and you know, all of that extra fun added to it. So we came for a week and we stirred things up a little bit, or we helped you stir things up. What's been happening since we left?
Well, to be honest, we went for a bit of a Christmas break. But even when we were on that break, I was inundated with messages from people saying, "Hey, look, we want to keep the momentum going. We're interested to keep going with these transformation tables," because I was messaged by mostly participants in the facilitation training that you and the other coaches went through, and also by word of mouth. I think a lot of other people who unfortunately missed out on that week um, had heard what it's about. Someone shared a testimony with them about it, and they're interested to continue the work. So, we're right now we're in the planning stages of kind of, you know, looking at how we're going to roll out this program, but definitely there's a lot of interest. And GT and the team at the Tribal Foundation are really excited about what's about to happen, and also making sure that we keep the momentum going from December. Yeah.
Oh, that's so exciting because yeah, I mean it was the holidays, right? And it's your summer
Yeah.
break, and but to have people
Yeah.
continuing to reach out is so
Yeah.
beautiful. In
It
your
is. It
eyes,
is.
what is true transformation really going to look like in your community? When will you be able to look and go, wow, this is working?
Oh, for me, personally, I'm starting to see it already in the tables that I'm involved in. Um, but I think as time goes on and more people are aware, more people go through the transformation tables, and I can't speak for everyone, but just from what I see and what people have shared with me, um, uh, it'll be sooner rather than later, honestly. And especially it's especially encouraging because we have our governor who's on board with the whole Senisim PNG program, and we're working closely with the governor's office as well, just to help us roll it out in the province. Um, you know, Still in the planning stages, but again, we're trying to keep the momentum going. But we're starting to see transformation already.
That is beautiful. That's beautiful. So
Yeah.
this is volunteer though for you. I mean, you have a
Yes,
full-time job. How are you
I do.
balancing this? What's going on in your real life?
Well, in my real life, you know, we're we're just coming out of the court vacation period. So what I'm trying to do whilst trying to roll out this program is build a team to assist with that. We have some of them and you've met. So we're trying to build a team. Well, yeah, I'm trying to assist to build a team for that. But in terms of the work that I do as a private practicing lawyer with my own business, um, just also looking at ways to try and build a team for that as well. I've been running for 3 years, and just making sure that things are running. It's good to have a good team who supports the work that I do, but also just to look at ways to build a team, bring someone else on. in the immediate future, we have plans to bring another lawyer on to just assist um, with that, so at least I can have a bit of freedom to work on my passion project as well, because leadership is something that I'm very passionate about.
So do you run a sole proprietorship? You know, like your firm is really only you?
Yes, it's really only me as the only working lawyer in the firm at the moment. But I have a team of, including myself, 5 of us in the office. So it's support staff and myself.
Sure. Sure. Well,
Yeah.
I know
Yep.
when we came over, I think it was like Monday, you were off traveling because you had
Yes.
your business to do.
Yes. I had court business to do, so I went across to Port Moresby for that. Yeah.
Do you have to travel a lot for the day job?
Not a lot, not a lot. Just every once in a while, um, if needs be, because I mean, for the Supreme Court, I have to travel to Port Moresby because we have Supreme Court in Port Moresby, in the nation's capital only.
Right.
So, but yeah, not a lot.
Well, I like how you said, you know, you want to make time for your passion project, right? Transforming the country.
Yeah,
What a great passion
yeah,
project.
yeah,
That's beautiful.
yeah.
So a lot of what I've done here since I returned home is I'm journaling everything that I got to experience, and I'm trying to capture my memories, but I'm also trying to capture just like the learning lessons and
Yeah,
when time passes, you can kind of digest things a little differently.
true.
So
I'm the same way.
okay, so thank you because
Yeah,
because I'm like, this is taking me 6 weeks and I still don't feel like I'm done with this. But I think about,
yeah.
wow, I was only there a week. You know, this was my
Hmm.
experience in a week. So how would you define what transformation looks like on your end? On your end, living in the country, experiencing this opportunity, how would you recap what's been happening here in the last 6 weeks?
Um, I think transformation for me is, it starts with me.
Yeah.
Um, Before this entire program, and reading John Maxwell's books, you know, it it has to start with me. Initially, we're taught to think as we come up through the education system that you know change happens. The government is responsible for change, and government systems are responsible for changing or addressing the problems that we have. I won't say problems, I'll say challenges in society. But transformation happens with me, and it starts with me changing the way that I think, how my mind works, being more self-aware of what my strengths are and how I can serve others. I think one big takeaway lesson from having your coaches coming over was that constantly asking that question, how can I serve? Um, it's so powerful, and it then it's also empowering in the sense that now I know that I can do something about it. And it starts with me, it starts in my community. It doesn't have to be a big sweeping change, but it's definitely motion, um, taking the steps to change or to transform myself. And it starts with transforming my how I think. Yeah,
Right.
that's transformation for me. And like you, I mean, like I've been journaling a lot
That's awesome.
because there's I'm responsible for the way I think. I'm responsible for my own actions. um you know Getting to know why I do the things I do. I think that's what starts the transformation process. And um the booklet that Travel Foundation is using is such a useful tool, because now it's kind of asking those self-assessment questions. And in the transformation table, there's an accountability group um, where you get to share those experiences. So transformation, I think it starts with me. That's what transformation means to me. Yeah. Um, Being aware of who I am and knowing what I can do.
Can you pinpoint back to a certain day or time or event
Yeah.
that really flipped the switch for you in your mind and brought this to light?
I think it was, at the point when the Travel Foundation was asking for someone to put their hand up to be the team leader,
Hmm.
and a lot of people, again, we're all busy with life, and it's a challenge, being a volunteer,
Right.
on top of all the other things that you have to do. And it was that, okay, if no one else is going to do it, then I may as well do it. You know, I don't know what this entails or what I'm signing up for, but I think, you know, if we're serious about transformation, it just starts with a yes. You know, count me in. How can I serve?
I love that. I know
Yeah,
when we were over there, we didn't always have an agenda. I mean, if they did,
right.
it changed so fast, right? And so often. And
Yeah.
I'm the type of person that I love agendas. I love to know what we're going to do.
Hmm.
But that was something I adapted to. I had to adapt to because
Yeah.
how can I serve? I mean, it for me, the experience of being there allowed me to practice the idea of
Mm.
serving, you know?
Yeah.
Because I say I want to be a servant leader, but when do I really have that opportunity
True.
to truly serve? And there's a lot
True.
of places, there's a lot of nonprofits that are looking for volunteers. So to say
Hmm.
yes to something that is still being defined, whew, way to go. Way to step up and say, sure.
Sign me up.
I love it.
Yeah. Yeah.
I love it.
Yep.
Now, a lot of the volunteers that I was able to meet while we were over there, I mean, these are
Hmm.
students. They're back in school
Yep.
now, right? So they're not even in the community. How is that all working for you?
Well, it's definitely giving me the opportunity to, extend the opportunity to others.
Huh.
I think with the students, they can take it back to their various learning institutions. Um, and it was certainly a very good experience for them, and exposure with working with new coaches. I think they learned a lot and they go away with a lot. I think the fire's already burning in them to go to the various places that they're at school. They can, start the transformation experience. But in terms of what's happening in the province, I think it's giving us an opportunity to extend that opportunity to others who are passionate about change, to join the team and move forward. Right now, we have Lillian, who signed on, and Penny at the moment. But we're just looking for others who might be interested to do that. So not too concerned about it, because I know that there are other people in the community that are passionate about change, especially given what we're experiencing in our communities now with the escalation in youth violence that we're seeing in our communities. Um, I think there's a lot of people that are passionate for change and looking for solutions to the issues that we're facing. Yeah.
I love how you
So
said earlier how you feel empowered that you can make a difference right there in your on the
yeah.
street you're on, in the community you're in, and it doesn't have to be waiting for somebody else. I pray that
No.
that's truly what everybody starts to feel when they have the
Hmm.
opportunity to go through the program to figure out transformation.
Yeah.
That's beautiful.
Yeah. Yep. Absolutely.
Now, everybody that we were able to meet when we were over there in December, did you know all the volunteers before they stepped up to say yes?
Not all of them. I'll be honest. Most of the team, I had just met. I had asked Penny and Loyola. Loyola, I've just met as well.
Oh,
I had just met in December. Yeah.
wow.
Because I needed a team to put together to actually organize everything. But yeah, most of the team I didn't know, but now we're all best friends.
Right, right.
Yeah, and yeah, so it's been most of the team I didn't know. And it's really given me that opportunity to come out of whatever it is I do from the day to day to meet others um and to see that to witness that transformation in people that you've just met is like
Wow.
so exciting. Yeah,
Oh, yeah,
yeah.
absolutely. When we have that like passion and that like mission in life, it's like we
Mhm.
know each other forever, right?
Oh yeah. Just like the six of you,
Well, we were all
Yeah,
strangers until we got on the
yeah.
airplane in Port Moresby to come to
Wow.
Yokopo. And now, I mean, we have
Wow.
little chats all going, and we'll see
Yeah,
each other in March in Orlando, Florida. And yeah, it's like, wow, how did we not meet each other beforehand?
before. Yeah. Yeah,
That's
but
beautiful.
this is where the journey of transformation has taken us,
I,
it's
you know,
united people from different countries even, you
and I'm
know.
so thankful
Wow.
for technology that truly does keep us connected.
Yeah, so grateful.
I was asked the other
Yeah,
night if I'll be going back to Papua New Guinea, and I'm like, well, I
yeah,
don't know right now. I hope so, but I'm so glad that I can stalk all of you and look at the pictures and get the updates and just see
yeah.
the progression, because sometimes we do these things and then we leave and we
Yeah.
just hope that it doesn't die, right? We hope that it continues
Mm,
and kind of erupts with popularity. So it's
yeah,
great to see that you guys are pressing forward to figure out what needs to happen.
yeah. And especially when it's something that hasn't been done before, there's always that temptation to think, well, what do I do? Like, no one else is doing it, so why should I do it?
Yeah.
But it's good to have a good team, and it's certainly encouraging to have all of you staying connected to all of your coaches just to um, look to for guidance and encouragement, and that it's been great. Yeah,
And that's exactly what we all hope that we can do. I've learned in life that
yeah.
when I have a new idea for something, it usually takes about 3 years to grab a hold, whether it's a
Mm,
book or somebody I heard speak about a certain topic or whatever it is. It takes 3 years for other people to grab a hold of it and for it to kind of become popular in the mainstream. So I think about that
yeah.
all the time for you guys, especially that, I mean, it is going to take time and word of mouth to
Hmm.
become popular or understood on what the
Right.
direction is. So yeah, keep pressing
Yeah.
forward. What do you anticipate to be one of the bigger challenges that you guys will have to face?
Um, I think one of the biggest challenges is just to perhaps get the word out there. As you know, not everybody's on social media. So it's very much, delivering that message and, explaining to others the benefits of what it is, because, not a lot of people might even know about the Tribal Foundation's work, the good work that they do, or, you know, what the John Maxwell Foundation does. So I think the challenge will be just to get people on board and get the word out there. I know it'll take time, but again, we have to keep pressing forward
Yeah.
and learning from the challenges, but just moving forward. Yeah.
And you're not alone. You have a whole team throughout the whole country that is supporting you. That's
Yes.
beautiful.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
You mentioned not
Yeah.
everybody's on social media, but you guys got something better. And we learned very quickly that the coconut wireless is more powerful than any internet connection ever.
Yeah, it is. It is. It is. And even, now in the province, I think the more effective means of communication is via radio as well. So that's, that's one of the mediums that we'll definitely look into utilizing as we move forward. Um, you know, the governor's office, I met with someone from the governor's office yesterday, and we were discussing how to move forward with the roundtables and with the Senisim PNG program. And he was saying that the governor's office has a slot on the radio. I think every week on Wednesday evenings, I believe. And so he's also taking that on board. Pastor Tony Kibung, he's a um, in the Council of Churches in East Britain, but he's also a representative on the provincial assembly. And so he basically has a slot to go on the show and speak about it. So definitely looking forward to him passing on the message through radio. But with the values, like I'd just like to say, it'll resonate with the message that's in the Bible. What they're preaching, and it's a practical application, or more or less a tool to use for outreach as well. And so he was saying that he's happy to take that on board and actually you know go through the values on the program. So it's exciting how people who are passionate about change are actually connecting, and how one brings a certain skill set to the table, or a certain opportunity to then extend the network, I should say, to pass on the message of transformation.
It's all about people. It's all about connecting and using the tools we have available to us, right?
Yeah. Yes, definitely. Definitely.
You're going to be the next radio star in Papua New Guinea and Kokopo area, aren't you?
I'm actually an introvert, so
Yeah.
this is all new for me.
Yes, well, Lillian
Just
Jackson, the coach that came with me, says she's an introvert too, and we saw her in
Mhm.
action. So
You could never tell. You could never tell.
that's what I tell her.
Yeah.
She's deceiving herself.
She's got an amazing gift. She does. Yeah.
Oh, and so do you, and
Yeah.
so does your team. So I'm so
Yeah.
thankful that you did
Definitely.
say yes to volunteer and figure this out on what it can be.
Yeah.
What do
Yeah.
you think is the most attractive piece of this opportunity to the people of your community? What's creating in them that desire to find out more?
I think it's a message of hope.
Oh,
You know, transformation starts with hope.
yeah.
The hope for things to be better, the hope that, is in them they know that they want change. They know that perhaps they might be able to do something, but it's just having that tool to then use to do that, to put the thought to action. Um, I think, yeah, definitely the hope for things to change.
I definitely
Yeah.
heard that a lot when we were running different tables while I was over there for
Yeah.
the week, and how much, I guess, confidence now people have that
Yeah.
there is hope because they have
Mhm.
somehow they can do.
Yeah.
That's 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 beautiful.
Mm.
That's very exciting to see that light bulb
Yeah.
kind of come on for people.
Yeah.
So
Yeah. Definitely.
we had a coaches meeting the other morning where we were all sharing, our biggest learning lessons or the moments that touched us. Or so what about you for that week where it was full-time Senisim PNG?
Senisim.
And what does
Yeah.
Senisim mean?
Senisim means change, the action of changing. So
Okay.
in English, it's translated to changing PNG.
Changing PNG. Okay, then that's appropriate. Okay, so
Yeah.
what were your highlights of that week when we were there?
Oh, so many. I guess, one would be the more obvious one. I'm hearing John Maxwell speak. Um, Another one would be meeting all of you, and seeing the transformation with the volunteers who I'd only just met. Some of them I'd only just met, small as our community is. And there's so many. I think the one for me that summed it up, that was the icing on the cake, so to speak, was having that last night, when we all got to go um, to the SAS, and have those 130 participants go through the training. And not only that, but just seeing the volunteers as well, just taking over. And I know you might know, I shared with your coaches about that, the picture of Marcia
Yes.
holding the phone light,
Yeah.
just to run her table, because it was in one of the darker places, where we were, and the coaches just kind of standing back and watching the volunteers just take over. I think that's in a picture. That's basically what sums up what Senisim PNG program is, or what transformation is. It's the empowering others to transform, and passing that on. Yeah.
It
So a
was.
lot of highlights.
Oh, it was a powerful night, and it was so appropriate that that was our last
Yeah.
night there. When we, on
Yeah.
Friday, when we returned to Port Moresby, we went to a resort. Well, everybody met up at the resort, and we had kind of a reception dinner that night.
Yeah.
And I was sitting around the pool beforehand, and our coach leader, her name is Genesis, she was just mingling and said, "Hey, Kathy, what was the highlight of your week?" And I shared Thursday night, and she said, "If we have time in the agenda tonight, would you share that?" Well, she made time, and John Maxwell was right up there on the stage, and Genesis called me up and said, "Would you please share the story that happened?" So I did. And
Wow.
the way the coaches, the way we observed it all, and to have that great amount of people, the great number of people, and to be able to do a
Right.
little bit of an intro when Martin went up and took 3 volunteers and kind of showed the Hope chapter in action. And then we
Yeah.
split everybody up. Us coaches literally were walking to tables, and you guys, you volunteers, were saying, "This is my table, go find your own." I mean, you were pushing us away. And in the end, I kind of
Yeah.
stepped back and I looked, and there's my other coaches. So I joined them, and here we are, just the coaches standing around with no table to facilitate, because I mean, you guys were so excited and confident by Thursday night
Yeah.
that you weren't
Yeah.
afraid to say, "Go away, coach. We got this." But you know what? John Maxwell talks
Yeah.
about multiplying, and how we need to
Yeah.
multiply, not add. It's not an addition game, it's multiplication, where we're adding value to others who add value to others. And that
Yeah.
night, we were in, and I was able to share this. That night, we were able to say, our job is done here. We have multiplied
Mm.
successfully, and it's so comforting to walk away confident that they got this. They
Yeah.
got this, and we're done. Our job is done.
Yeah.
So we were
Yeah.
able to share the story with John Maxwell and just thank him for
Yeah.
the opportunity. But to see the
Oh,
confidence
yeah.
in all of you was beautiful, beautiful. So
Yeah. Yeah. I'm just so happy for all of the volunteers, Again, they didn't know what they were signing up for. They thought they were just going to be, chaperoning our international visitors around. But getting in there and being a part of it. I mean, from the 6 of you coming, there's now, 14 confident facilitators. And that's witnessing the multiplication in action. Yeah.
and I'm so
Great.
excited to see as the
So
year,
great.
oh yeah, and as the year goes on, to just see that number continuing to multiply as you share the
Yeah.
stories and pass on that empowered hope. That's powerful.
Yeah. So powerful. So powerful.
Well,
Yeah.
what can we do back here in the United States, as we continue with our lives? You know, what can we do to help you and your team continue in this mission?
I think just, you know, being available to, you know, share your wisdom, um, share your experiences. I think that's definitely been something that's, you know, encouraged our volunteers. You know, and yeah, just I know we're trying to on the chat, we're trying to organize a time we can all, you know, have a catch up and a refresher course, I suppose, on facilitation. I think that's important, you know. And I think, you know, you've all done a lot. But just your support and staying connected,
Yeah.
I think that's important. Yeah. And I think that it definitely helps because at least knowing that you're not alone in what you're trying to do really helps. Yeah.
And you know what? You're not even alone in this world, because we're trying to do the same thing right here in the United States. And
Mm,
we're running these transformational tables on Zoom, and we are
yeah.
traveling to places, but we are seriously all in it together. We're all doing the same thing
Hmm.
together. I printed the picture of all of you guys that you
Oh,
sent, and I put everybody's name on the back, but then here's what I had to
yeah.
do. I had to create little hints, because not everybody's social media name is their real name. Staying connected is, your bet, that's fuel for us coaches as well, to continue
Yeah.
to help each other grow.
Yeah.
So absolutely,
Absolutely. Just staying connected.
we can definitely do that. Is there
Hmm.
any other thoughts when you think about thinking differently about transformation? Any other thoughts that you've had to share?
I just think, you know, when you start on that journey with transformation, um, and initially it might feel like you're alone and you're, you know, it's not something that you can see and observe and follow, I guess, like with especially with this Senisim PNG program. Um, but you'll realize, as you said, like you're not alone. And you know, having that mission, you get to connect with people. It's incredible. Like you wouldn't even expect it. But as you go on that journey, you get to meet other people. Like as I said, you know, now we have friends all the way around the world. You know, in the US, in Poland, in England, you know,
Right.
um, and you know, even in our own communities as well. I think that's the magic of transformation. I think you get to connect with others, or you're, I don't know, suddenly your eyes become open to actually seek out those opportunities to connect with others, um, as you make that commitment to serve. I think,
Hmm.
yeah, it's quite powerful. I think that's what I'm learning.
It is
Yeah.
very powerful. You're right. You're right.
Mm.
Pretty soon the hashtag Senisim PNG is going to be
Oh
so
yeah.
commonplace. I mean, John
Mm.
Maxwell is known, right? And that was just that spark that
Right.
was helping you capture
Yeah.
his attention. When I was flying from Port Moresby to Brisbane, Australia,
Hmm.
on Saturday, I think it was, after I was with you, I sat next to a girl who, you know, what are you doing here? Where are you going?
Hmm.
Conversation. And I
Hmm.
told her what I was doing, and she said, I saw these posters all over town. Was John Maxwell here? And I said, yeah, he was. Do you know him? And she's like, well, I
Yeah.
know he's an author. And wow, I wish I would have known he were here. So, you know,
Yeah.
there are people that did miss out because they didn't get the
Yeah.
right information to attend the certain events. But
That's
that
right.
hashtag is still flowing around, that you'll be able to connect
Yeah.
and still share it with them.
Yeah. I mean, absolutely. Again, you know, that's what we've observed here as well. Like I know who John Maxwell is, and unfortunately I missed out on the opportunity, but certainly it sparked some curiosity, and that's another way to connect, I guess, is hey, what's this about? And yeah,
Right.
such a blessing to have him here and have you all here. Just great. Yeah.
Well, hopefully someday we'll get the opportunity to be back in your community and see the
Yes, we hope so too.
that's beautiful.
Yeah.
Any last
Yep.
thoughts? I know as you've been preparing for our time together here tonight, you've been thinking
Again,
of
like,
things and trying to anticipate, where's the conversation going to go? Any other thoughts that you've had that you'd love to share?
I'm still processing, it's, a lot. Transformation in itself, it's a lot. We're working on the plan to roll the program out here in East Britain. And yeah, I think for me, I think I just look forward to meeting up with like-minded individuals who are as passionate about transformation as I am, if not more.
Well, that's
Yeah,
definitely happening, right? You're going to
yeah,
have so many opportunities to connect with like-minded people.
yeah, definitely.
Well,
Definitely.
I know for
Yeah.
me, as I'm journaling, I'm starting to see the patterns of my experience. And so far I have three major life lessons. You've said it over and over again. Transformation begins with me, not we.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
it started in me before I even left on the trip, and it definitely grew. The transformation in me is just not even definable yet. But the life lesson of multiplication that we saw that Thursday night, definitely.
Yeah.
But also the life lesson of relationships. We were told before coming over to PNG, we were told that you guys are all about people. You're all about relationships. And I get that and I know that, but I got to experience it. And that it still touches my heart and just reminds me on the importance of fully understanding the definition of certain words like relationships or servant, being a servant minded leader. That's powerful when I really do grab a hold of it.
Yeah. Definitely. Just adding that word servant to leader gives you a whole new perspective on what leadership really is.
Yeah.
Rather than the usual definition of political leaders and others in the community. Servant leadership kind of puts a responsibility back on us to be a part of it. How do we serve?
I've been working with an organization locally about being a servant and being servant minded. And the definition that I keep finding over and over again is about doing for people what they can't do for themselves. Sometimes I do things that, I do things for my kids or my husband where they could have done it themselves. But to truly serve, whether it's complimenting or smiling or helping somebody create that confidence or hope within themselves, I mean, that they would have never found going their own direction. That's where the service happens.
Starts with someone who wants to be a servant leader, and then it just spreads.
That's right. That's right. So thank you. Thank you for being a vessel and being a part of my transformation as well. As your community and your country. Thank you for serving.
And thank you for being a part of our servant leadership journey.
Our journey's never done, right? We just keep
it's not
pressing forward.
Pressing forward.
That was one of my third learning lesson, was truly allowing God to lead me. And when you don't have an agenda for the day and you don't really know what you're doing and where you're going, you have no choice than to say, okay, God, where do you want me here?
Definitely.
Samantha, thank you. And thank the whole team for all of the experience that they blessed us with and the learning lessons that we're still marinating on. We're still really being blessed by those experiences. So thank you for serving.
And thank you for having this opportunity to chat with you about transformation and to continue to maintain that connection with us as we go through this journey. Thank you to you and all the coaches for giving us an experience that we'll never forget. and we'll keep going. You know, as you said, the work isn't done.
It is
Thank you.
our pleasure.
Thanks, Kathy. Thank you so much.
You're welcome. Make it a great day.
All right. Okay. Bye.
Bye.